Hi, my name is Dan Goldstein, and I'm the lead developer of Acoustica's revolutionary Mixcraft 5 recording software. Today I wanted to talk to you about the legendary Sequential Circuits Prophet 5 synthesizer. Dave Smith invented this keyboard in 1977, and it changed the face of music as we know it. Prior to the Prophet 5, most synthesizers could only play one note at a time. Those were called monophonic synthesizers. But the Prophet 5 was polyphonic. It could play 5 notes at a time. Also, very few keyboards had any ability to save or remember a sound that you'd come up with. But the Prophet 5, every single setting could be stored in memory for instant recall. With the push of a button, you could change to a completely different sound. The Prophet 5 had an undeniable impact on the sound of the late 1970s and all of the 1980s. It can be heard on rock and roll records and pop records throughout the era, and it continues to be used in studios today. After the Prophet 5, synthesizer manufacturers began making more and more powerful polyphonic synthesizers. And this continued until the mid-80s when digital keyboards became the fashion. But the Prophet 5 remains the king of polyphonic analog synthesizers. Its sound is incredible, and it's unmatched by many of its more powerful siblings that came afterwards. To get the sound of the Prophet 5 in Mixcraft, we'd like to show you our new Messiah synthesizer.
For most users, the first step is plugging in a USB MIDI keyboard. If you don't have a USB MIDI keyboard, that's okay. You can use Mixcraft's built-in musical typing keyboard. Then, in Mixcraft, simply select WaveRT or ASIO low latency drivers. Create a new project and select Build Virtual Instrument Tracks. This will create 2 virtual instrument tracks. By default, these tracks will be loaded with a piano sound. But click on the Change Instrument button, go to VSTI Instruments, find Messiah, and select that to begin using Messiah. Press the Edit button next to Messiah to bring up Messiah's complete interface. You'll notice that the full interface looks quite a bit like my Prophet 5. Then we can use our keyboard to begin playing. Messiah comes preloaded with hundreds of really cool presets. We'll select the low strings patch. Another great patch is the CS80 Blade sound, which is similar to the classic Blade Runner soundtrack sound. You'll notice that that sound is very similar to the sound I was using to demo my own Prophet 5. Note that every control in Messiah can be modified in real time. For example, I can hold down a note, then use the filter cutoff and resonance settings to perform classic filter sweeps. Every control even features MIDI learn capabilities. There are some really advanced features in Messiah as well. You can configure the LFOs, the oscillators, And you can create an arpeggiator or gating sound, even adjust the analog drift and detune qualities of the instrument. And you can play it with the instrument's own keys. In Mixcraft 5, though, you can click on View Musical Typing, and that will show you Mixcraft's musical typing keyboard. Then you can use the keys on your typing keyboard to play the instrument. You can even use your number keys to add modulation or perform pitch bend. I encourage you to play with the various presets in Messiah and use it in your music. Like the original Prophet 5, its tone is rich and musical, and it'll sound great in your songs. Unlike the original Prophet 5, though, Messiah has 8 voices of polyphony, which is much more useful in today's modern musical environments. Well, thanks for joining me in my studio. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the Sequential Circuits Prophet 5 classic polyphonic analog synthesizer, and I hope you've enjoyed looking at Messiah, the software equivalent, now part of Mixcraft 5. Remember, you can download a free trial of Mixcraft 5 at www.acoustica.com. Mixcraft 5 is only $74.95 to purchase. And for existing users of Mixcraft 4, it's only $19.95 to upgrade. Thanks again. I'll see you next time.